We are back on site this morning. Got Jason back, and we got Arlo back from his river trip. Did you get a hug?
No, I was just gonna say I didn't even get a hug, dude. I feel so left
Arlo!
out. I didn't get a hug.
Get this man a hug. I mean, really.
Well, anyway.
I feel left out, dude. I'm a hugger. I didn't even get one.
We are
You
gonna-
hugged Ray for man.
We're gonna continue to do the trim work and try to blow this thing out. Oh, here he comes.
You're out. Come on, get over here, you.
So since we're on a slab, it's a little up and down here and there. So in that case, we're scribing what the floor is doing on the bottom of our baseboard. And you're not cutting all the way through, Ray. Your depth.
Oh, frick.
Sorry.
Why don't you just pick up Arlo's soul?
Yeah, so we're scribing what the floor is doing and then cutting that out so that the baseboard will sit down tight and won't be up at either end. So that's an easy fix. We've got our scribed piece here, and to finish it out, I'm just taking a hand plane and just sort of running it across here to get any high or low spots off, and also rounding this edge just a little so it matches the rest of the edges of the trim. And then it should fit tight to the floor and not be up or down. So if you didn't do this, you could just go crazy and do it and then add some shoe mold later, which is flexible. So if the floor was up and down a little, it would just flex and fit the floor. But I think this is a cleaner look, and also we don't have to do shoe mold everywhere, which is a lot of labor when you add up like a whole house of doing it. On these door trims, I'm shooting the outside edge or the middle, wherever I think the framing is, but I'm also shooting a nail every about 16 inches that hopefully will go into the jamb. And you don't have to do that, but I think it's a great idea as far as just having it stick a lot better. So like that, and you know, I have had a few hook out if the grain of the jamb is like that, and I just break them off. It's all getting caulk and paint, so that doesn't matter. But I think it really helps fasten it. So here's what I'm doing, boom, boom, and it's sort of like a Robin Hood shot.
Slow down, bud. Going too fast. You're gonna shank one.
Nah, that's all good. And then I'm just working it down too, like the bottom, that's not enough reveal, so I'm just, boop, little foot to it and shoot it. There you go, nice even reveal, done. Ooh, not too tight. Too tight, dang it. I gotta pull it out. Oh my gosh. A little trim. Oh yeah, there we go. That's gonna be it.
Look at that, huh?
Not much else you can do right there.
I mean, I think it looks great.
My apologies, but it's that time of the job again where we do this. Beep, 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 beep. Yep.
Yeah, it works. We're good.
Sorry again. Our biggest struggle here today is being in this sort of dark living space right here with no lights, and then coming outside and we got clear safeties on, and then you're staring at that. And it's like burning our retinas out, especially Ray. Yeah. Look at him. Let me see your face. This is what he looks like.
The sides need to be ripped. No?
Put it in, just see.
Dude,
Did we rip the other side?
No.
we didn't?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Did y'all measure the jams?
I did. I must have measured them wrong. 3 1/8 plus an inch, 4
No,
1/8.
it was, wait.
This wall got.
I know, it was 4 1/8.
It looks like you did 3
Definitely not 4 1/8. What did I do?
Right now we're cutting the outside stringer piece of the skirt board. Now this one single board probably has the most detailed amount of work put into it than any other board in the house.
I would agree with that.
And the most time and the most thought of like making sure it's right, because if I mess up at the end, Well, I had a lot of time in this board. It's gonna be like another hour before I get another one done. So
I see you've got a square cut saw and a bevel cut set there.
I do, and it's a good thing Arlo was here with his Makita because actually it bevels the opposite way from my saw. And the one that I did on the other side of the house was correct for this saw. I got lucky, but then I didn't have another saw like this
so
here.
it'd be good to have like a left and a right hand.
Boom, left and
available.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Put that on the list.
Let's see you do a cut here.
Oh, okay. All right.
No and you figured this out. Ray and I were getting blinded. You got.
I got dueling glasses. I'm inside. I'm outside.
we were just getting
I'm inside.
tortured.
Yeah, you guys got to get with it with the double glasses.
All right, let's see you do it.
It really needs to go to here.
Oh.
But I'm stopping short because I don't want to overcut on the face of the board.
Okay.
This is the back
That's
of the
the
board.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arlo's got a trick for that. Now, we've got to extend our line here by a little ways. So this is the board that we use to translate our lines into the actual cut locations.
Okay. And the bevel cut.
Guard back.
This
Here
will
we
be where it
go.
miters to the stair riser.
Yep. Yep.
And Arlo's going to
He's
finish it
gonna
out.
Finish it for us there.
Little fine tooth saw.
Very carefully, of course. So fine.
Going against the
Now he's going
bevel
at
cut there.
a shallower angle than the 45 because he can overcut on the backside,
Oh.
and then it'll fall out when he gets to the point on the front.
Oh,
there it is.
there it
See,
is.
He didn't even have to look.
Yep.
He did the old no look.
So there it is.
And a little fine tune up with that saw, or even a chisel here. And you know why we got to do that? I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, because the kerf on this saw is so thin.
Yeah.
Compared to the power saw here.
Yeah.
That, unless you perfectly align it with one side or the other of the kerf, it's going to leave a little remainder.
Okay.
So
you just got to do that a couple more times.
hey, we're actually almost done here. So
Yep. Look at that.
it's looking good.
I'm glad you're doing this, actually.
I'm glad I'm doing it too. It's kind of fun. It gives me something fun to do,
Well, I'm just going to go shoot some measly baseboard to the wall.
Okay.
You can keep doing this fine tuning stuff.
Yeah. There is one cut here that I think was actually too difficult for me to even figure out how to mark and get it perfectly cut before I install the board, so I'm just gonna do it in place. I've got a piece of trim here that's gonna go on the front, and then a piece right here. It's gonna go following the edge of this drywall corner, but it's actually 3/4 out from the drywall corner is where the face of the trim is where I wanna cut the board. I know that was a lot to take in, but I just nailed 2 pieces of trim together to make a very simple jig that will take the straightness or the location of that corner bead that I was talking about and transfer it out to the face of my board down in, we're gonna call it vertical or plumb, but really I don't know if it's actually,
It's whatever that.
that's right, and I don't know that it's square to the top or anything, so I don't wanna make any of those assumptions and then have a thing that doesn't fit right. So I'm just gonna ever so slightly put a mark here with my razor. Now I'm just gonna use the oscillating tool and follow this line. And that may not seem like an ideal tool for a really, really precise cut, but if you go slow enough and just follow the line, it's fine. Plus it's gonna get glued and caulked or filled with nail hole filler if we need to, and you'll never see it. Here's my cutoff and the cut that I made with that saw, and here's a nice straight factory edge. And you can see here, if I just stick them together, that's good enough to paint.
Let's stick your piece up there, your jig. See how that looks.
Okay. Jig represents the missing pieces of the puzzle here. And let's see if it's acceptable here. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it'll work.
This video is brought to you by Keeps, and they've been a longtime sponsor of our YouTube channel, which we really appreciate. If you don't know, these video sponsors really help us out because it takes a ton of time to produce these videos. So Keeps can help you to keep your hair, and they make it really easy. They send the medication right to your front door. You can get a 3-month supply at a time, and it's really a lot less money than you might think. And using Keeps has actually been a great experience for me. I've never had to drive down to the doctor's office and take off of work. I don't have to go to the pharmacy. It just comes in the mail, and it takes very little time, like 10 seconds a day, so hardly any time, and I've seen great results. A few years ago, I actually had a lot less hair on my head, and now my hair is looking great, and I feel great about that. I don't feel like I'm getting older as fast as I was before, which makes me feel great. They also have great customer care and support that I've used personally. So if you feel like you're losing your hair and you're on the fence about trying this, I would give it a shot. It's worked great for me, and I'm really happy with the results. And if you do, Keeps is gonna give you a special offer if you head to keeps.com/Perkins, that's KEEPS.com/Perkins. There's a link down in our video description. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring our video. Let's get back to work.
Before lunch, I took some of this great stuff and I foamed in around this entry door, both of them actually. And I came back from lunch and I saw something that didn't look right. Let me show you. See how that's rocking right there? The foam expanded and actually pushed that door header down, and this one's even worse. Look at it. Holy moly. That's a lot. It even like tore my caulking loose that hadn't cured yet. So what I'm gonna have to do is take a Sawzall and cut the foam out until that thing can go back up. Maybe I can put a screw in it or something. Now, if I had shimmed in there and had it nailed, maybe it wouldn't have done that, but you gotta be careful with this stuff. It expands and it can press with a lot of pressure and stuff. They make a special one, by the way. It's called Door and Window. Great stuff, but they didn't have any of that. So what am I gonna do, you know?
We are back on site this morning, and all the trim work is done. That happened yesterday, the finishing of it while I was at the lake. Appreciate the day off. I enjoyed it.
Oh, you're welcome, but I gotta tell you the truth, I did not cut or install one piece of trim, except for on the stairs.
So everybody else did it.
They did it all. All I did for an entire day was clean the house.
And it does look clean.
I cleaned down here, I cleaned up there, I went in the attic on both sides.
So today we're gonna do a couple final steps to prep for the paint and caulk, which is the final step for a lot of the surfaces in the house. Let's get going.
See that? A couple of these door trims had a big chunk of wood missing out of the bottom piece of the trim, and you know, it's really because there wasn't a piece of wood nailed to the bottom of those, like a little skid piece. A lot of doors come with those, and these didn't. So I'm repairing them using Bondo, which is a lot harder and better, I think, than like wood filler, because I think that'll just chip off. It's really not made to do something like that, but the Bondo's nice and hard. So I'm gonna putty it on here and then let it harden up, then I can sand it flush, and you'll never see it. Actually, this spot right here, I was thinking might be nice to kind of blend it out just the tiniest bit, so I get a nice solid looking piece there out of the two pieces. This is glued together, so this won't ever crack.
He's doing body work here is what he's doing.
Looks terrible.
I got a little body work. If you can paint it today on my truck, you can go for it. But
Over here on Unit A, Jason has a tiny little scraper thing. Let me see what you got, Jay. And some different putty. This is just some spackling, and he's doing the rest of these nail holes, all 10,000 of them.
Oh my gosh.
You having fun down there?
No, I'm not one bit, dude. I think I'm gonna do all the top stuff.
I'm pretty sure you just did an army crawl just a second ago.
I did.
Next, Jamie and I are gonna get our paintbrushes cleaned up and we're gonna paint the non-primed like cut ends where it's in grain on all the trim work, because those are gonna need like 2 or 3 coats of paint to really look painted the way it soaks it into the end grain. And it's just best for us to go around and just dab them all now and then dab them again and then final coat it with everything else. So Jamie painted that about 2 minutes ago, and you can see how much it already soaked into the soft grain, and it didn't soak into the hard grain, but that's the reason we need to do this several times, probably 3 to get it looking painted.
Yeah, here, come check out this spot.
That brush is still real crappy.
I should get a good brush.
We're in the kitchen now.
Don't be afraid to shop in the children's painting section anywhere you go. I use these little art brushes all the time building houses. I think every house. I use like a whole pack of them. And they're great for getting in the little tight places when you don't want to make a big mess. So this crown molding is not supposed to have to be painted. It's all pre-painted, pre-finished. Yes. But I could not make it look beautiful without painting it.
Yeah.
Because at the joints here on the miters, and even, in the back corners.
Like a little bit of wood glue, a little bit of schmutz.
And they come with a touch-up kit. They come with the little nail hole filler. They come with the little paint dabber bottle. Even with those, I couldn't make it look awesome. And even right here, you can see a really obvious spot. Even at a butt joint, the 2 pieces of molding were not...
They were not the same.
Not exactly perfect enough to have no touch-ups. So what I decided to do is fix the spots, kind of pinpoint each little spot, and I'm touching up and filling like the super, super small gaps. I don't want to caulk them. I'm just dabbing them with paint, and then I'll do it again until they're filled in, and then I'll paint the whole thing.
Yep.
All right, now, I've got a problem though here in this cove molding where the 2 pieces don't align, and you can see I started to grind on it a little bit there with a file, and I thought, what would be the best way for me to even out these 2 surfaces? And I think a tube of Big Stretch.
Okay, I like this.
With a piece of sandpaper makes a really great sanding block here. And I'm just gonna go back and forth and move up and down until I feel like I got all the edge taken off. See, there's a little lip right there and a little lip right there.
That's working great.
And so I think this is gonna do it. Now it's gonna require multiple coats of paint on the bare wood parts to make it disappear, but that is my plan.
Yeah, good job.
And I think it's worth doing because, crown molding's gotta look beautiful. For all the body shop guys out there, I know what you want to see, so I'm gonna do it.
Oh, that's the move, huh?
And it actually, I think, does give a better result.
Another thing we're working on today is putting the house numbers on the house, and that's part of getting a final inspection. And also the people that are gonna live here, by the way, this place is already rented. Like both units, I think she's signing the lease today, and we're not done. But we have these, 26A, that side, 26B, that side, and Jamie's gonna make it super complicated.
Are you sure? No. A.
No, this is A.
What? Why would you? What?
You
What's the
lead,
logic?
you read left to right.
That's where
so when you
it's
pull
at.
up, A, B.
I'd go right to left. I'd go A and B.
That's what we
I
did.
mean A and B.
Oh my gosh.
All right, 26A.
Is that the right one?
I think so.
If you had to guess how many nail holes are in this house and you're filling them, how many?
A jillion, bazillion, quadrillion, millions.
That's not even a number.
I know. That's how many holes there are.
There's not that many. Although I did shoot it all on knowing that I wasn't going to be the one filling the hole.
I know, and I already filmed that with Ray earlier. I said the problem is that the people that shoot it on aren't the same person that fills the holes. Because if it was, they wouldn't put as many in.
Yeah.
Like if Ray and I were to shoot it on, it'd be like 2 per.
I know that.
2 nails per board.
All right. Listen,
Done.
Sounds like you got a lot of nails to fill, so.